folks. I'm glad to be here. I haven't made many of these DCEN meetings because of my class schedule, but now I am officially retired. I'm Professor Emeritus at Howard University. So now I'll be a full-time activist and researcher. And to demonstrate my commitment to recycling, this was my 2010 campaign sign. And I've got these stickers. I just put it over City Council at large. I don't have too many of them, but they're going up. I am an environmental scientist. I'll say something about my background, and then I'll get into why I'm running. I'm a biogeochemist. I focus more recently on climate and energy issues. I have a website with my oldest son, who's also an environmental scientist, solarutopia.org. The latest issue of Green Horizon magazine has my article about solar, why it's imperative, and so on. We have a lot on the website. I invite you to look at it. My research on environmental issues goes back many years. I did isotopic tracing of lead in children's blood in a study here in D.C., lichens as quantitative monitors of heavy metals, also a local study. I work with many groups. I testify. My first testimony to City Council was to ban leaded gasoline. That was before it was banned, by the way, shortly before Hilda Mason was heading that committee. I work with, and then I was part of the Coalition for Science, Center for Science and Public Interest for banning leaded gas, and I got actually a key person to testify who was a student of Claire Patterson. Ask me later who Claire Patterson is. He was a hero, just like the other name escapes me, Rachel Carson, to me. And then now I'm going to jump ahead. So my most recent, I wrote a report for Greenpeace, too, in 1990 on exports of lead additives to gasoline, which they use in their campaign globally. Most recently, I have been integrally involved in Sustainable DC. I was part of the Green Economy Working Group. I did most of my work there, and I'm now on the steering committee of the DC Public Bank Committee, which got that DC Public Bank high on the agenda in this process. Okay, so why am I running for the U.S. Senator? Why am I running? Well, because first of all, this position is a lobby position. You know we don't have full representation. We don't have any real voting representation in Congress. But I want to make it clear, full voting representation does not give us self-government alone. The only mechanism really is statehood. Then we have permanent autonomy over our legislation and budget. And those efforts to get full voting representation, like constitutional amendments, much harder to get than just getting majority vote in Congress to become a state. It's constitutional amendment. I'm actually opposed to that effort because it could block our full government achieving self-determination and full rights comparable to all other citizens. Now, finally, I have particular emphasis on how the lack of pushing the limits of home rule has disempowered our struggle for statehood. We have strikingly bad statistics, and I've testified for over a decade on our regressive tax structure. We need to address the economic and social human rights of folk in our community. Half of black children live in poverty. We have one of the highest income inequalities in the nation. We have to connect environmental justice, I call it green justice, connecting these struggles together. And there are many ways of doing this. One is pushing the limits, improving the quality of life of our residents. And one is a DC Public Bank, which we can do under home rule. We can do other things under home rule. Although there's not a campaign to get a congestion charge for downtown DC, I put that idea out too. We can do that under home rule because they're not metro, and I've reached my time limit. Thank you.